With some First Alert meteorologist Michelle McLeod to see what kind of weather these runners can expect. What do you think, Michelle?
Well, it's good that we're starting it early because look at the heat already. In the morning, 8 a.m., 77 degrees. By 10 a.m., you're looking at 81 degrees. It's going to be breezy, but that's not going to keep things cool for you. We have a hot and humid weekend ahead of us. Now let's take a look at the temperatures now. We're dealing with the 70s and the 80s. Those winds are coming out of the south. More importantly now, Mother Nature has ramped up that heat and the humidity, and you're seeing those dew points in the 60s to almost to 70. When you see those dew points more match those air temperatures, you know things are going to be quite steamy out there. So let me take a little trip back in time. You'll see some pictures here. You'll notice I was gone for a little bit. I took a trip throughout the Southwest, looked at the Grand Canyon, got to see some cacti, went to go see the Hoover Dam, and it's quite a drought out there, and the Colorado River. But I was out with some friends driving around. I noticed there were some differences, and it had to do with heat. Well, when you're in a place like Phoenix, you're seeing those temperatures, 113 degrees, and people go, oh, it's hot, but it's dry heat. Well, it does make a difference. Let me show you what it looks like. You sweat. Yes, when you sweat in a dry heat, that wind blows and it cools things down for you. But when you're here and you sweat, it's just going to make things feel worse because it's humid. And that sweat has nowhere to evaporate. You're just sweaty and just a little cranky because it causes anger, the heat. Well, there is some science behind that. If you've noticed, when things get hotter, you get a little cranky pants. Well, the hormone cortisol rises as the heat rises as well. So yeah, that kind of explains that. You'll also notice, I noticed in that road trip around the desert, there are some GI issues with folks. Some folks had a hard time going and some folks had a hard time keeping it in. Well, when your body's trying to take all that energy to cool itself down, it's going to ignore some of those digestive duties. And then if you get towards heat exhaustion, then you just keep going a lot. And of course, in the bottom, death. Well, let's go back to the Buffalo Marathon. We don't have to worry about death. However, it is going to be humid and hot. So if you don't keep yourself hydrated and cool, I mean, you've been training for this with the runners, so they know what they're doing. But the spectators, it's going to be warm. You're going to want to make sure you keep that sunscreen on hand. If you're sensitive to the sun, keep a parasol, those little umbrellas with you. Stay hydrated, stay cool, and stay safe when it's to want to take another look at what that heat does for you.